Okay, today I'm going to show you some tricks on a Mac and then how to get started in Python. It's very similar on Windows also. So first I'm going to go to show you some tricks. I'm going to go to my hot corner, go to my desktop. I'm going to show you a couple of things I do. I show my hard drive on my desktop. So if you want to do that, you go to Finder, Settings, here. And then what I like to do is I'm going to start at General. I like to show my hard drive on my desktop. And the external disks, you don't have to worry about this anymore, CDs. And then under, I don't do tags. Then in the sidebar, I show my hard drive and my external disks again. I'll show you what that means. And for advanced, I show all file name extensions. I show a warning before changing. And I don't do much iCloud stuff. And then in Windows, I keep folders on top when sorting by name. So let's see what this means. So I'm going to close this now. Now I go to Finder, New Finder window. And what happens is, now when this shows up, it opens in my documents, right? And then it also has, over here, it has my hard drive. So usually what I do is I want to work in document. And what I like here is if you choose this, I like going as columns. I find as icons, or as this gets messy. So I do as columns. What happens, since I'm teaching, I do work teaching. I am teaching Python, fall 25. And right now I am working on making videos for 2025. So we're on video 1. And this is where I'm going to be working today. So you can see where everything is. Then the last trick, I don't know if you saw it. Like if I go up to here, it shows me all my active windows. If I hit this corner, if I go down this corner, it shows me my desktop. And what that's called a hot corner. And that's handy as your program. So you can go to System Settings. And from System Settings, you're going to do Desktop and Dock. Let's see if you'll find Desktop and Dock. And if you scroll down, there's hot corners. And you can make the top left Mission Control. This is Mission Control. It lets you do this. And then the bottom one is desktop. It does this. So I'm going to click done, close this, and close this. So now you can see this where we're working. And so now what I do is I want to go open Anaconda. So I'm going to go to desktop because I always have some issues. So I go to desktop, click. I always go to applications. Sometimes my shortcuts break for this. And I'm going to click Anaconda Navigator, and it's going to open. Okay, now we're in. First thing remember I have to do it. I have multiple environments. I have to do it on this one, Jupyter Lab 3.6.7. Right now it switches that to that environment. Now I can launch the Jupyter Lab. Now we're in Jupyter Lab. And you can see up here, it's showing you where I'm working. And I am working in the same location as my folder. I'm going to click here. I'm just going to go to the top. Right, so if you go to Documents, what I find, you always want to set this where you want to work. So you have to find your folder you're going to work. Right, I was saying work teaching. You can see the mess my computer is. Python, fall 25. I'm doing my videos, 2025, video 1. Right, and so now I'm in. You can see I'm in there. Now if I go, I'm going to make a new notebook. I'm going to click on this new notebook. And I'm going to click up here on the... If I right click up here, I can rename my notebook. And I'm going to call this video 2. It's for my notebook. I'm going to rename. Now, if you look, I'm going to go back to our Finder. Look, and there's that notebook. You can see it's in that folder. So if you need to find it and on your computer, you know where it is. So now we're back in this notebook. This is my practice one. This is when we're working, and we're ready to go. And so the first thing I want to do in our notebook is I'm going to do Markdown. I'm going to make it look nice. Markdown's comments. I'm going to make it hashtag. Sets the size. I'm going to call this class video 1. I'm going to put my name. You'll need to do this for all your videos. Hit Shift Enter, and there it goes. And now we can do a few things. Now in class, we're just going to play with directories. And there's a few things you need. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, if I type ls for list, see, it's listing what's in this directory over here, so you can see they match. Then if you do pwd, it's showing you this path of where we're working, which is nice. And then if you ever needed to move directories, which I actually like moving directories in here before you start, but so as you do, if you do cd ... it will move you up. You see we went up to 2025, so we're not in video 1 anymore. Now if I type ls, you can see the only thing in this folder is the folder called video 1 and installing. So if I go over here, right, installing video 1. If I want to go back to video 1, so I'm going to do cd video 1 for change directory. I'm back in, type ls, shift enter. You can see those are my things, and you can see I'm back in there. So if you ever need to move around, but the best thing is, if you need to do something, you put it in this directory where you're working, right? You can just go to your Finder, put it in, copy, paste, move around, etc. Okay, so now I just want to show you a few things that we're going to play with in class. Python's easy for doing math. I just want to do 5 times 4, shift enter, 20. You could add a +5, right? You could do a -2. Then you could also then square the 2. Right, and then you could also put things in parentheses, right, and then you have your whole PEMDAS, right, and so you can do all of that, so that's easy. The next thing you can do is you can also set variables, so you can say x equals 5.2, that's a 6, what do you say, 6.2, y equals 1.1, then you could do x times y, right, and it will print it out, right, so that's nice, and again, now you can do x times y minus x, however you want to do it. So right, so you can do all of this. And the other thing you can do is we're going to do some nice printing, right? And usually you might do something simple like this, print x comma y. Or you might also do something print like my values are. You put this in quotes, x, and I'll say, but there's also, what we're going to do most of our printing is I'm going to do fancier printing, so I'm going to do it like this. So we're going to put it in quotes. We're going to say my value of x equals. I'm going to put squiggly brackets. And my value of y equals squiggly brackets. And then what you do is you do dot format, parentheses, and you do x comma y in here. And close your, and what it's going to do is going to put this x, it's going to put it into the first bracket, and this y is going to go into the second bracket because of the order they're in, right? Now you can see how that's nice. My value of x, 6.2, my value of y is 1. And the nice thing is now we can also then put a little bit of things in here to control how well it prints. So if I do 0.0f, it's going to say, give me 0 decimal places for a float. And so let's run that, right? So it got rid of it. But say you wanted to do this, we want to do 0.4f, so you want to do 4 decimal places, and it shows up. So we're going to spend more time on all of this stuff in class today. Good luck.